The rain fell softly that morning, like a curtain of quiet sorrow over the city. Amelia Carter stepped out of her black sedan, clutching a bouquet of white lilies to her chest. Her heels sank slightly into the damp ground as she walked toward the familiar headstone. She didn't need to read the name carved in the cold stone, she could feel it. Every step toward that grave was a step into the ache she carried every day. Her son's name was Daniel. He had been gone for 5 years. Amelia was known across the city as one of the most powerful businesswomen in the country, CEO of Carter & Company, a global design firm she had built from the ground up. She had everything people dreamed of: wealth, respect, power, but behind her sharp suits and measured smile lived a mother who would have traded it all for one more day with her boy. She knelt, brushing her fingertips against the engraved letters, whispering, "I'm here, Danny. I brought lilies. You always said they looked like snow." Her voice trembled. "I did what you told me, sweetheart," I kept going. "But it's so hard sometimes." For a moment, she just knelt there, letting the sound of the rain and the rustle of trees fill the silence between her words. Then, from the corner of her eye, she saw movement, a woman, kneeling a few rows away, her shoulders shaking as she cried. The woman looked to be in her early 30s, wearing a worn brown coat. Beside her stood a little girl, no older than 7, holding a wilted sunflower. The girl kept tugging on the woman's sleeve, whispering something in Spanish. Amelia, curious but respectful, tried not to intrude. But the woman's sobs grew louder, breaking through the stillness like a wounded bird's cry. The little girl noticed Amelia watching and suddenly gave a shy wave. Amelia, surprised, smiled faintly and waved back. Then the girl whispered to her mother again, this time louder, "Mama, mira, la señora está sola." "Mom, look, the lady is alone." The woman turned, wiping her tears quickly, embarrassed. "Lo siento," she said softly. "I'm sorry." Her accent was thick, her English hesitant. "It's all right," Amelia replied gently. "We all come here for someone we love." The woman hesitated, then nodded. "Mi esposo, my husband. He, gone." She placed a trembling hand on her chest. "Accident, 2 years." "I'm sorry," Amelia said sincerely. "Your daughter?" The little girl stepped forward, her dark curls bouncing. "I'm Sophia," she said proudly, her smile like a small light in the gray morning. Amelia knelt to her level. "It's nice to meet you, Sophia." "I'm Amelia." The woman smiled faintly through her tears. "I'm Elena. She comes every Sunday. She says her papa can hear her singing." Sophia nodded. "He likes my songs." Amelia's throat tightened. "I'm sure he does." For a few moments, silence returned between them, 2 mothers, 2 graves, 2 broken hearts sharing the same storm. Then Sophia looked at Amelia's flowers. "They're pretty." "For your baby?" Amelia froze. No one had ever asked her that so directly. She nodded slowly. "Yes. For my son. He was 12. Sophia's eyes softened. "He's with my papa then. Papa says kids go to the top of heaven first so they can play while they wait." Something inside Amelia cracked open. She had spent years locking her grief behind board meetings and success, but this little girl's innocence disarmed her. A tear slipped down her cheek. "That's a beautiful thought, Sophia." Elena looked away, clearly fighting her own tears. Then, after a moment, she said softly, "You come here alone?" "Yes," Amelia replied. "Every Sunday." Elena nodded slowly. "I come because I have no one here. No family. Only Sophia." She hesitated, then added, "We came from Spain. I clean houses. Hard to live, but we try." Amelia studied her, the tired eyes, the calloused hands, the quiet dignity. She was a woman trying to hold her world together, just like Amelia had been once. The rain began to fall harder, and Amelia instinctively offered, "Come sit in my car until it stops." Elena hesitated, then nodded gratefully. The 3 of them hurried to the car, laughing awkwardly as they shook off the rain. Inside, Sophia pressed her face to the window. "The sky is crying too," she said. Elena smiled weakly. "She says that every time." Amelia turned to them. "Where do you live, Elena?" "In South Park. Small apartment." She looked embarrassed. "Old building. But safe." Amelia nodded thoughtfully. "Do you have work tomorrow?" Elena sighed. "Sometimes. Some houses cancel. No papers, no contract." Amelia felt a pang of guilt. She lived in a world of polished glass towers, while women like Elena were invisible beneath them. "I own a company," she said slowly. "We clean and renovate buildings. Maybe I can help you." Elena blinked in disbelief. "Help? Me?" "Yes. You're hardworking, I can see that. We always need reliable staff." Tears welled up in Elena's eyes. "You don't even know me." Amelia smiled gently. "I didn't know you, but I know loss. And I know what it means to fight for your child." Elena broke down, covering her face. "Gracias, thank you. You don't know how much." Sophia leaned across the seat and hugged Amelia tightly. "You're nice," she whispered. "Like my teacher said angels look like." That broke Amelia completely. She hugged the girl back, her tears falling freely now. "Maybe your papa sent you to remind me to be kind again." When the rain finally stopped, Amelia drove them home, a small, shabby apartment building at the edge of town. Elena tried to insist she could walk, but Amelia refused. As they said goodbye, Sophia waved eagerly. "You'll come next Sunday?" Amelia smiled through her tears. "I will. I promise." Weeks passed, and Elena started working at Carter & Company. She was shy at first, often staying late to clean quietly, but everyone noticed her dedication. Sophia would sometimes sit in Amelia's office after school, drawing pictures of clouds and angels while Amelia worked. It wasn't long before the cold steel of Amelia's office began to feel a little warmer. One afternoon, Sophia placed a crayon drawing on Amelia's desk. It showed a boy with blonde hair and a man holding hands, standing on clouds. "That's Daniel and my papa," she said. "They're friends now." Amelia felt her heart swell. "Thank you, Sophia. It's beautiful." Sophia grinned. "You should smile more, Miss Amelia. Daniel likes it when you smile." That night, as Amelia stood by her son's grave again, she whispered, "You were right, Danny. You told me before you got sick, Mom, help people who feel sad like me. I thought that meant donating money. But it means something else, doesn't it?" The wind rustled through the trees as if answering. The next day, Amelia launched a new initiative in her company, a community program offering training and jobs to single parents and immigrants. She named it Project Daniel. The story spread through the city, not about a CEO who gave charity, but about a mother who turned her pain into purpose. A year later, on a bright spring morning, Amelia visited the cemetery again. This time, she wasn't alone. Elena and Sophia walked beside her, carrying sunflowers. Sophia knelt by Daniel's grave and placed one on the stone. "Hi, Daniel," she whispered. "We brought sunshine for you." Amelia looked up at the sky, the clouds parting just enough to let a single ray of light fall on the grave. She smiled softly. "Thank you," she murmured. Elena touched her arm. "You gave us life again, Amelia. We won't forget." Amelia shook her head gently. "You gave it to me too." They stood there quietly, three souls bound by grief, love, and grace, proving that sometimes, in the darkest places, we meet the people who remind us how to live again. And as Amelia walked away, hand in hand with Sophia, she felt something she hadn't felt in years, peace. Not because the pain was gone, but because it finally had a purpose. Her son's grave no longer felt like an ending. It felt like the beginning of something beautiful. Moral: grief never truly leaves us, but when we choose to turn our pain into compassion, we build bridges between broken hearts, and through that, love lives on forever.